how a simple ping led to something unexpected. I never thought League of Legends would be the place where I'd meet someone who'd actually stick around. Not just another random duo or toxic teammate, but someone who made me want to keep playing, even after the worst days. I mostly played mid lane back then, a role where you're either the carry or the punching bag. I was in a slump, dropping ranks because I was tilted, and honestly, half the games felt like a chore. One night I was in a ranked game, and from the start, things were off. Our bot lane was getting bullied hard. Our jungler was a ghost. I was getting camped mid so badly I couldn't even get a single minion without dying. Then this support player on my team, let's call them the support because I never learned their name, starting pinging like crazy around bot lane. Not spam, but meaningful pings. Like they were actually trying to coordinate something, and it wasn't just random noise. I usually ignore pings from people I don't know, but something about this felt different. So when the enemies started pushing hard, the support pinged retreat near dragon and typed wait for jungle. It was simple, but it showed they cared. We ended up losing the first dragon fight because the jungler didn't show. But after that, the support started trying to keep the morale up. They kept typing small positive things like, we got this, or next fight is ours. Usually people just flame or leave, but this person kept going. Midway through the game, the support landed a clutch ultimate on 3 enemies during a team fight near Baron. It turned the fight around, and we ended up winning it. Suddenly, the game felt like it was ours to lose. After the match, the support sent a friend request. I hesitated, but accepted. We started playing together regularly after that, mostly duo queuing bot and mid. I was surprised. This person was actually good, but also real. No fake niceties or forced friendliness, just honest and chill. One day, after a particularly intense match where we barely scraped a win, I found myself messaging them outside of League. Not about League, but random stuff, like what music we were listening to, or dumb memes, or how our days went. It felt weird at first, talking outside of League, but also kind of nice. Over time, those messages turned into late-night voice chats. We'd queue up for games and then just talk. Sometimes we played well, sometimes we lost terribly, but it didn't matter. What mattered was that there was someone on the other side of the screen who actually listened. There was no big romantic build-up, no fake love at first sight. It was just 2 people connecting over a game they both loved and the moments in between. Once, during a voice call, I joked about how awkward I felt meeting people online in real life. They laughed and said, "Yeah, but sometimes online is safer." And that stuck with me. Months passed, we got better, climbed ranks, shared frustrations and wins, helped each other not tilt. And then one day, the support messaged me, "Hey, ever think about meeting up, like for coffee or something?" I stared at the message, heart racing. I typed back, "Honestly, yeah, but it freaks me out." They replied, "Same, but maybe it's worth it." We set a day, met at a small cafe near the city center. No fancy date vibes, just 2 people who had spent countless hours in a virtual world finally seeing each other face to face. Turns out, the support was exactly like their voice, down to earth, sarcastic, and totally chill. We still play together almost every day. Sometimes duo queue, sometimes just sit in voice chat while one of us plays a single-player game. And yeah, League still gets toxic sometimes, but I guess I'm lucky because I found someone who makes it worth sticking around.
So, I was playing Valorant. Nothing serious, just a chill Friday night, snacks, Discord muted. I queued solo and got into a game where one of the teammates had this absolutely garbage mic. Like, think talking through a potato in a hurricane level. She goes, "Anyone got mic?" And someone jokes, "Not with that audio." She fires back instantly, "Sorry, my toaster doesn't have RTX, bro." I laughed, like actually out loud. That's how it started. After the match, she added me. Her name, Soup Sniper 69. I was intrigued. We started queuing often. She was witty, cursed like a sailor, and had a weird obsession with raiding snacks mid-game. One time I said I liked cheese sticks, and she went on a 2-minute rant about how they're just socially acceptable string cheese for adults. I don't know, man. I was hooked. Fast forward 3 weeks, we're gaming every night. One night she says, "Hey, dumb question. Are you like cute in real life or just in the game?" My brain, blue screen of death. I stuttered something like, I have a face? She says, "Okay, but like, would I want to sit across from it at a diner?" I died. But also, I sent her a selfie, and she sent hers. And she was freaking adorable. Hoodie, messy hair, awkward smile. Exactly my type. We started calling without playing, then video calls, then just talking about life. Turns out she lived in the same city. I suggested grabbing a burger. She agreed, on one condition: only if you bring me a pack of cheese sticks, traitor. Reader, I brought two. We've been dating for 5 months now. Her mic still sucks, but now it's kind of a nostalgic.
We just kept playing, and then it got weirdly comfortable. So this happened like a year and a half ago. I, 22M, had just gotten back into Warzone after a long break. I wasn't good or anything, mostly just played after uni to unwind. One evening, my usual squad bailed last minute, so I ran duos fill. I was honestly just expecting some dude blasting music or no mic. But I load in and hear, "Hey, you got mic or are you one of those silent types?" I reply, half laughing, "Guess I talk if we're not dropping hot." She laughs and says, "Fair." So yeah, first match with her was solid. We didn't win, but we had good comms. I didn't think much of it, but she added me afterward. Name was K1 Kitty Kicks, which made me assume she was either 12 or trolling. But nope, next day she invited me again. We dropped into a few matches. She had a dry, sarcastic sense of humor. Kind of reminded me of my sister's friends, in a good way. She wasn't trying to impress anyone, didn't flirt, didn't overshare, just chill vibes, complaining about lag and bad teammates. Over the next week, we played almost every evening, always casually, but she'd remember dumb stuff I said, like that I hated airport drops or that I always forget to play it up. It felt like gaming with someone who actually noticed things. At one point, I asked if she played on PC or console, and she goes, "Oh, I'm on PS5, but before you judge me, I can outshoot your whole squad." I replied, "I don't doubt that. I got cooked by a guy with stick drift last night." After maybe 2 weeks, we started chatting more outside the matches. Not long calls or anything, just messaging about stupid updates, memes, or sending clips of fails. She sent me one where she tried to run someone over and missed, then got blown up with a C4. I said, "That's peak skill." And she goes, "Shut up, you literally threw a stun at yourself 2 days ago." She remembered that? Bro. Eventually, we ended up talking about random life stuff, like uni stress, dumb part-time jobs. She worked at a local game store and said she once had to explain to a 40-year-old dad why Fortnite skins weren't physical. I told her I was studying IT and working at a grocery store. There was never a moment, No sudden, "OMG, I love you," no deep confessions, just daily presence. She was there, I was there. It felt normal, and that's what made it kind of unreal. One day I joked like, "Yo, if we ever win 3 in a row, I'm buying you a Red Bull." And she goes, "Make it Monster, and we have a deal." We didn't win 3 that day, but I sent her a pic the next morning of a Monster can on my desk with the caption, "Manifesting energy for you." She replied, "Cringe, but appreciated." Eventually, we figured out we only lived about 40 minutes apart. I suggested grabbing coffee, not as a date, just like two people who survived countless sweaty lobbies. She was hesitant at first, but agreed. We met. It was chill. She wore a beanie. I wore my awkward I don't date outfit, hoodie, jeans, questionable shoes. We talked more in that hour than we did in 20 matches. At the end, we just kind of looked at each other like, yeah, this is fine. Still not dating, not officially anyway, but we hang out maybe once a month now, still game together, still roast each other daily. She texted me yesterday, "You still played up like a grandpa, by the way." I replied, and you still miss every throwing knife. We're even. No fairy tale, no fireworks. Just two tired gamers who kept queuing together. And somehow, that's been enough.